Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's Sunday evening. We choose this time based on the timeline in Liberia to make sure we were on the air. We have had other interruption, but we are still working on it. Right after this, I will make a call. I might have to go back to the 7 o'clock schedule, and we changed the time because of that. So here I go. Good evening again. Good evening. Today we will be talking about the learning process. Where does the learning process start as a nation? Where does it start? If you're here, please share. I know some of you will not be able to see this because for some reason my system will not allow me to be public on my Facebook page until after the show for some reason. I'm not sure. I've been trying to work on it to see what is going on, but I'm still working on it. As all of you know, my assistant just came back on working with Facebook to bring it back up because there were a lot of other stuff going on. So it's a process, but you can also watch me from Second Thought Africa, which is open to the public. I'm going to go ahead and share it in different chat rooms. Okay. And there we go. So hopefully people will be able to see that. But I have this question and I wanted to ask this question. Where does the process of nation building start or begin? That would be my question to most of you that will come on to watch. I will appreciate it if you can give your input, and then we will have that conversation. So please do. Okay, please let us know where you are at this point. Where do you think it starts from? Okay, that will be my question to you. I will go ahead because this schedule is really the essence of this to be on the air in Liberia, but we're still working on it. Liberia is its own animal. I'm not going back and forth with people. If I can talk to 3-4 persons, I'm fine with that. If I can change and touch a few persons' life, I'm also fine with that until we can get the things that we need to get working. Now, that said, please help me share. If you're here, please help me share. Okay, as I wait for your responses in respect to where do you think the process of nation building starts, please just make it known. Write down what you think. Where do you think, or who do you think it starts with, and who are the investors or the stakeholders? Okay, there's a lot going on. I know we have an invitation to come to the United States and all of that. I would like to get into that a little bit. And in the contract with HPX, that keep changing his name, that we are surrendering our wealth to orders who have absolutely no respect for us because we have refused to bring our best bring forward, to roll off our sleeves, believe in ourselves, lose their entitlement and charity mentality, and work to build a nation. So the question I begs and answer, we know a lot is going on with ArcelorMittal that we have had 20 some more years. In fact, since they for some reason, since after the war, we had two organizations, both owned by two family members. They're both Mattel. Okay. One offered us a better deal. The other one offered us not the best deal, but we took the one that offered us not the best deal. I'm not sure how we team it as Liberian. Why do we think it's that? Who was benefiting? Did somebody benefit from the back? Is the why we are? Do people in Liberia have share in it? Not the Liberian people, but certain family. Those are the things that I would like to talk about. Those are the things that I need you to assess. Okay. Remember the oil block in Liberia had the problem with the oil block one, where uh, a few Nigerians and some Liberian people came together and said, we found oil, and they bought the oil block for little or nothing. They went by and sold it for millions. And those are operating. There are people in our government who benefited. Now, who is benefiting? We absolutely tell who is benefiting. Okay, so my question still that begs an answer is, how do we start the process of building a nation? That is my question to all of you today. Okay, so let me pull this up while I am waiting for your answer. Aside with your answer, I'm gonna play a video. Okay, but let me make a disclaimer here. I'll write a disclaimer. That the video I'm playing is video, I own no copyright to it. Okay, I'm gonna put that there so Facebook I can work with Facebook on that to make sure the credit is given to whoever the credit is due. Okay, so let me add this, and I will write. Guys, hopefully you all are writing. I'm gonna look at to see where you all are writing. Where does the what do you call it starts? Where does the let me see who this is. I'm gonna be doing unfriending a few persons here who really I don't communicate with. They don't follow my online. There are no comment from them per se. Okay. Yep. 2023. I will also do this. Yep. 2023. Some of these people are here. You don't see them watching. They don't speak to you. Okay, we are not friends, so it's a good thing. All right. Yes, so I am looking and I will see where we are. See, I'm on. Okay. Hey, Paul. Yes. Yeah, for some reason, my Facebook is just not allow why I am doing this for me to be public, where I can have maximum view until after the show. For some reason, I'm still working on it. I'm going to try the other computer, but it cannot be from the computer. The other one was doing that. Okay. Where does the building process start? That was my question. And with whom does it start? Okay. Now, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna show you a few things again. I need to put here viewer discretion is advised, so we can make sure that we have the right information per se. Okay. I will continue to come on here. I would ask everybody though, when I get the time schedule, to follow me on my Second Third Africa. Let's build it up like we had it before, because that is open. It's an open forum, and we'll take that from there. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, give me 1 second. Well, I'll do this, but I'm gonna do yes. Where does the building process start start for a nation? Okay. The video and picture share this platform. Platform. different news outlet and social media. Yes. Please authenticate. Okay. I'm coming, folks. Yes, I want to play a few video. Alrighty. So, Sis Eleanor, good afternoon. Paul, I see you are enjoying very much. Yes. Okay. So, here we go. I will do this. And there we are. Where is my Alice? I need to get that system up. We need to get, yes. Okay. Cousin Dada, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Still a little bit early from your end. So here, what I'm gonna do. Before I play this video from outside of Burkina Faso, I know somebody will say, how you call it? In fact, folks, there's a lot that I would like to not talk about today, though. No, 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 no. I am seeing lots and lots of, I'm asking this question for those of you who are leaders for your building a business, that you're a pastor, a few of you, where to build a nation, even to build a family, where does this start? Okay, what are the beginning principle in investing in a family or lasting family? Where, yeah, that's what I like to talk about today. Okay, so banner, I'm gonna do it here. I just pull a banner. I'm gonna add a banner. Where do I do? I need to add a create a banner. Let me see. Where do I create a banner? Oh, I'm gonna create a banner and I'm gonna make it straight. I'm not gonna let it flow. Okay, so okay, that's fine. Can listen in the morning. That's fine. It's a little late. Okay, so I want to play this video. Again, viewer discretion is advised. We do not own any right to these videos I'm about to play. I listened to a social media post yesterday. It's your responsibility to authenticate it. Okay. It just, we're all sharing information. So, but it is your responsibility to authenticate it. So I'm gonna find out here where we are. Okay. So if you all know, Burkina Faso, over the year from last year, those of us who got involved maybe in the last 2 years, you're seeing the transformation. Okay, you actually are seeing the transformation, like serious transformation. Where from? Who is this? All right, you're seeing the work that is being done. We found just this week that they completed, okay, they're in less than 3 years of 5,000 kilometer, which is around 3,000 kilometer road. For the life of the country since it's independent, okay, they have not reached that goal. And the president of Burkina Faso is saying every year until the whole country is connected, they will build 5,000, I said 500, 5,000 kilometer road each year. Okay. And they, the Burkinabes, will build it. I'm trying to find this for me to play that. All right. I particularly, where am I? Who did I send this to? Did I send it to Moses? Moses, who did I send it to? I sent it to myself. Hmm. No. Did I do? I think I sent it to Peter. I'm trying to find a video. Oh my God, I'm not sure what's happening in Liberia. I'm just seeing so many young people sending posts, um, sending posts, people begging, people with cancer, just so much going on, so much going on, so much going on. Just way too much going on, and it's just scary. Okay, it's really really scary. I'm not sure what is going on in that country. For me, it's literally just scary. Quite frankly, just scary. Okay. Yes, I think I was talking to you all yesterday when I said to you all that where is this? Burkina Faso. I'm sorry, folks. I am trying to show something. Okay, yes, I had it, but they moving stuff around. But let me come back. Let me come back. We'll talk about that. Where do the building process starts? It starts with the leader. It starts in the mind of the leader. You tag me in a video, says Ruth. Let me find it. Okay. Wish you can post it here so I can do. Okay. Yes. Where do we start from? It starts with the leader. And let me say, those of you who are okay, who are okay with what is happening in Liberia, no, that's exactly how we went to war. Because it was about certain group of people, certain family names. It was not about the nation as a whole. You didn't care about the nation. I see some of you come on Facebook talking, people are hateful, people just need to move on and reconcile. That is wrong. Okay? That is wrong. If you ask me, let me tell you, you cannot reconcile without accountability. You can't. You cannot sincerely, okay, heal without accountability. All right. Here is my analysis, and some of you will get mad, but you will get over it. You know, one thing though, I can knock myself on the chest and say, so far, I have been right. Or at least the team of people that we work together with have been right. When we got on this platform to try to advise we are and his people, they said we were hateful. In fact, people threatened me. If I went to Liberia, I would disappear. In fact, they were going to be in power for 24 years, and they were lying to we are. When we tried to recommend, okay, make recommendation as to how to change the nation, where to go, how to follow. Okay, he thought we hated him. Okay, says, well, if you can send it in my inbox, I will look at it. That's what we said. What I'm thinking here is, yes, somebody came the last time and said, oh, Stephen Tolbert were on a closing argument. He was profound. He apologized to Liberian people. He accepted what they did, what this, that. It's an open secret. Whether somebody talking or not, okay, we're all not still living in Mempa and Butu and in a dungeon and don't have self-awareness. Yeah, there's some that do not have self-awareness. And somebody will say, so where do you take this? Accountability. Reparation is where I take it. Okay? When you have every facet of our society touch in the most intimate places, merciless places, and you pour 2 or 3 family, okay? According to the TRC report, that recommendation, reconciliation and the healing process was in the final report, the last recommendation for the dignity of the people. It was not the first. You know, all of this is a political facade, in my opinion. I'm the one who talking, folks. I'm the one. You can take it this way, okay? Reconciliation. Let me tell you where we start. First and foremost, except for Liberia, I wrote this morning, for Liberia to truly heal and move forward, we must begin with truth and accountability. Okay, I don't need Joseph Waka to apologize to me and my family for the pain that we endure, that we continue to endure. Okay, I don't. What he promised us was justice and accountability. Okay, this is to say to what is guy name? Chad Brunskin lied, or Ellen Johnson Sirleaf lied. Okay, when Charles Bronson said of look at Liberia, look at the makeup of your government, your nephews, your nieces, your tribal men, your Kanda people. Okay, in every facet, your finance minister brother is the one that's the head of PPCC. Okay, your nieces, your nephew. All right, that's what you make. Almost 90% of the nation cannot find food to eat. Your government and the person who said I will be pro UP government, everything they said, that's what I'm going to do. Illegally held the country hostage for 8 months while you supported it. This is a facade. No, I'm not going to. No, I'm not. This is a facade. 8 months while they took the country money and spend it. Okay? You went against the Supreme Court ruling. He took people who were in position. He suspends his people when there's a ledge, and then he take out the other people that he does not agree with. Okay? He's not doing what he's supposed to do. The first thing that for you to do, you can't try and tell me sorry. What are you telling me sorry for? My name is Paye. What are you telling me sorry for? What did you do that you're telling me sorry for? For what are you telling me sorry? You know, we have apologists, we have sincere apologists, and we have people who show up to shut people up. Hey, Alex, okay? So, what is the role? Listen, reconciliation is not an event. It's a process. It's the process. It's not an event. You have emboldened people who raped us, people who murdered our family in cold blood, people who looted the nation, continue to loot the nation. And you say, you call people, you and your who's among who's, okay, with your class system, okay, or caste system, show up at a complex and have a party or an event, and you call it, yes, call me whatever you want to. Some of you were not insulted. Some of you were not threatened. Some of you had long crawled in your holes, okay, and not spoken. When you were hiding, when you shut up, when you said nothing, okay, I was out there at the United Nations. Not on anybody down, but on my own down, okay? Not on your down. When I was out at the U.S. Congress advocating for our story to be reheard, to be brought back on the national scene, okay? To look for money where they say, listen, the U.S. Congress is going to put money aside. So, Josh, we are just right to the United Nations, okay? And the process will be on its way. The same thing when Bwaka came here before he went to go for the election. That's what was said, okay? Reconciliation is not an event. It's a process. Some of us will watch people get murdered in real time, in my face, at a junction in Breville. Do you know what it's like? On the beach. Right there, I don't know, that Getty Street or Center Street on the beach side, where you see people shooting at human beings as they fall, they stand up and they continue to shoot until they fall, they can't get up. But we are going to hang out, to hell with the rest of your country people, to hell with some of you poor people who can't find food to eat. You ain't got nowhere, and we're going to go hang out. We and the name brand, those who have looted the nation for its inception, those who murdered our people, those who continue to rip the nation apart. Okay, we are just going to get together. We are the one who making decisions for you. Well, it's because Bronsky say you're troublous, because Bronsky say you're divisive. Is that what it is? Listen, anybody, a genuine reconciliation, first, it starts with what? Or healing. Okay? It starts with accountability. At first, the people who have done us wrong must come to the table, acknowledge what they've done. Okay? The healing process is the end. And it's a process. That's why they call it a process. Liberian people get that right, okay? Get that right. Now, from whatever true is acknowledged, okay? Where those responsible of the past harms openly acknowledge their action, okay? From the truth must come sincere, okay? From that truth must come sincere apology, not just apology. Apologies, okay, not just in words, but through empathy, acknowledgement of suffering that they cause to us, that we continue to endure. That's what it needs to be. You may not agree, that's your problem, okay? That's your problem. When some of you were insulting me when I was in the ring at the United Nations, when I was in the ring at the U.S. Congress, when I sat on platform, my nerve got me when you were calling me out. I didn't have no problem with it. So it's still my voice, and I will stay on my voice. That's it, okay? Now only justice must follow, okay? Not only through a fair, the justice system should be fair, and a legal process, which is fair and equitable, all right? And then through whatever we need to do, that should be a reparation and refund. What has happened differently? Your healing. The Constitution, it was recommended that the Constitution was amended or was changed. Okay? You go to Japan, after their war, the Constitution was changed for them to make progress. Vietnam, it was changed. South Korea, it was changed. Rwanda, it was changed. Kenya, after the Mau Mau War and the independence, it was changed. Okay? The slave constitution that they imposed on us with American style of centralized leadership, just say we must carry it. Oh, let's just reconcile. They think it's a delay tactic for us to start one by one, and then the people are like, they ain't happy. 40 years down the line, after this generation would have faded out, we'll have another war because people will get frustrated, and that nonsense what you'll say, never again. You see where we are in America? We've been here before. We were here in 1986. It was not this bad. We were here in 1965. John F. Kennedy, his brother, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, All of them in the scene 60 were killed at the same time because they were advocating for. We're here again because American people, they didn't believe that it was going to happen. They thought they had put in enough mechanism. They had made enough amendment. And I see even the Liberians, the African in America, who on the backs of Black American have the papers that they have, okay? You wouldn't have been here. You wouldn't have the amenity that you have without the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendment, okay? But we look away. We say that they're business. Just as we say in Liberia, when other people are being disenfranchised us, we say that they're business because they're not coming to us. A system of you're running around with your civilization. You're civilized. What they call civilized? The place where you inherit your civilization from. Look how barbaric we are today in the culture here. Okay. For me, I have an identity. Okay. I have a national identity. I am a Liberian. Okay. From that continent, I'm a Manogio woman. Okay, we're lineage into the Kran tribe and then into the Mandingo tribe. I know who I am. Okay, and my heritage, my ancestor is still all the way to Mali. Yeah, I know who I am. I don't need anybody to tell me. And you don't particularly have to like me. Okay, you don't. So we're all here. What has changed? We said a healing and refund and healing will help to uphold what? Dignity of every Liberian. This path under the survivor. The survivor first. You talk to us first, not the dead people. The way that we are supposed to talk to first, not the dead people. Okay? Somebody came in and said, oh, the papa did it because Nancy Doe had died. So they just wanted to bury her with the papa. No. That was a cop out for Joseph Boaka to hide behind the death of Nancy Doe. Okay? That was a cop out. Okay? All of this is all political. It has no bearing on nation building. It's not. It's not honest. It's not, the same word, not sincere. It's not. It is not. Y'all grow some balls. And now let me say this. I know Papa Boaka coming to America so they can twist his arm to sell whatever is left because you say it's not going to give them any more money because we are not thinker, okay? Where do we start with the building process? The building process starts with the leader. Development starts from the bottom, okay? Leadership starts from the top, all right? You see what changed in America when what do you call it? When we had less than 10% unemployment in this United States when Obama took over 10 years ago when he was running. You know what happened? What happened was that there was a refund. There was funding that were put in effect to help stimulate the economy. You know how they did that, folks? Those of you who see my second tour, you know, the reimagine, they took it down when they, I call it, I'm still working with Facebook on that. Okay, when first thing is they give money to the community, people with children, to stimulate the economy because especially to the poor or the not so wealthy, because those are people who will need money. They're going to shop. It's going to trickle down to the stores, to the different vendors, to the businesses. That's what they did. The same thing happened during the Great Depression when Franklin Roosevelt came. The government said, no, we are a capitalist country. We are not going to do that. We don't want to give money to people. He said that's the only way we can restart the engine. Okay? When I see Liberian people who were begging yesterday when they were not in government and calling other people lazy and telling other people they need to go find a job, the reason for which you were elected was because we were not doing it. Because you people were not voted in the first time because the people thought you didn't do the job. They voted you because you said you came to rescue. When you rescue, okay, when you rescue, what do? You relieve Okay? You relieve the people of their suffering. How do you do it? That's why we have the act here, the recovery act here. You bring relief. What is the relief for the Liberian people? The environment is being contaminated in Liberia. Okay? The environment is being contaminated. People, the water is bad. Everybody going into water business. We just saw Mo Ali say he spent $250,000, my God, on a borehole water line. And somebody will come tell me, hi, Sister Nia. Okay? Somebody will come tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. I do. I do. I am really struggling with this channel now. Okay, folks. And I don't want to keep using my phone to call up to, because I don't want to have to do the recording twice. But we will continue. I will continue to do what I do best. Okay, it's not working. I will try to change the laptop and see if that's going to work, but I don't believe it's the laptop. All right, I don't believe it's the laptop for some reason. I don't know what is going on. So I might move the reinstalled. Yeah, I think I'm gonna remove the application and reinstall it. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna remove the application, reinstall it. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. So one thing, I wanted to play something. So so I see all of a sudden now we're all over the place. People want to tell us we should move on now. We should all agree, okay, to be a part of. Now you're running around signing bogus contract, okay, while the rest of and it's so sad. It's so sad that a Liberian would be right here, just like we did during the war, and watch the next neighbor get on alive, and you will say nothing, absolutely nothing. You know, Harrison Penu, Tele, plenty of them, I can name them. My uncle was in the police. He lived on the airfield. His wife worked as an air traffic controller. Everybody that he knew, it's vice versa on the other side too. Tele had a pickup truck, almost like the one that, but the old type, extended cab, those days, that he was packing people that he knew to be certain tribe in them and carrying them right there on that airfield, right there, Springfield, right there, the football ground. Killed them in droves. Me, Cindy. When they went to Lutheran compound, those people where they chop up, and some of the body, they were trying to take it to dump it on Robert Free Highway, which they did. And the US people cut it. Dr. Adele, Dr. Biana. They pick up those bodies. When they look among the bodies, they find out some of the people were still alive. They brought them to the MSA. Jimmy, my family and I took care of Jimmy. He told us the story. When the army turned into Gestapos of the president, that's the truth. Then the other hoodlums that came and said they're coming free, they also turned into killers, annihilators, and dictator. And you're telling me, after as a kid, watching people intestine hanging out, watching my friends die, seeing day ballet everywhere. I'm going to just get over it. And after spending my lifetime advocating for justice and accountability, putting my life on the line, testifying on that, making sure the world heard it, then some of you will come in my inboxes, oh, the government doing good, just bear patient. Do you know how long you've been bearing patient? Go pray to your God. I don't know which God you guys serve in Liberia, because the God tells us seek justice. Seek justice, that the Lord your God will bless you and enlarge the territory he has given you. Which God do you serve in Liberia? I don't know. Is that the God where the what do you call it, the Zionists are serving, where when they get ready, they tell you a miracle come and help us? Which God do you serve? Which God do you serve that say when a pastor molests your child, you just forget and pray and go sit down under the same person who molested and destroyed your child yesterday and they trust? Right? The one who lie and take everything from you. When you're sick, he say, let's pray. When he's sick, he go to the hospital. Which God are you serving, Liberian people? Which God? The one where when you need operation, you collect money, or you see one car, a car break down, you collect money and give it. But when your car break down in the church, tell you must come for prayers and bath. Which God you serving? I'm not religious, but I believe there's God. There's a higher power. Okay? So, I don't know who I send this to. Did I send it to? Oh, Lord. I'm looking for. Yeah, so I keep asking the question. Everybody wants us to move ahead. Healing does not start because you say sorry. You just don't say sorry. Joseph Waga, you just don't say sorry. What are you saying sorry for? Sorry is an insult to me. The other people who are waiting to say sorry, good for them. Okay? Some of these people, they got their name because of they suck the life out of the country. They're fine. They and their children will be fine. Most of us will not be fine. We and our children will not be fine. My children will be fine. I know I pass some of my stress off to my children. But how about the children that stay sitting on the floor because the parents don't have? Why you all loot the nation? Even this new government. Everywhere you turn, that corruption. Some of y'all, when people talk, hey man, talk about your children, they come in people inbox and can't threaten. Let me tell all of you in the United States, if you get documentation in a country, all of us are just one law away. I teach you a history, so I know. You are not Black American. And it does not even matter if you were born here, unless one of your parents is of Black Americans or white Americans. If your children were born here, both your parents are not from here, it's just one law away. So you start acting up. Just start calling people and threatening them. And I don't give for SHRT. And I'm telling you, that's the fact. Okay? But you're all around. And say, oh, let's just move on. Let's just move on. Castandy, I beg you, get better chance. When the papa was not voting in, what did he say? He said it was not time to talk. Even when, what do you call it, Representative, what your name? Lawrence was killed. When Spoon had just started interviewing, he said, when not time to talk, I was talking. When some of you were hiding, I was talking. When some of you were taking your money to go buy Louis Vuitton and Red Bottom, I was using mine to go advocate for war and economic crime school, for justice and accountability. I was in the ring in Washington. I was writing letters to the State Department, to the Human Rights High Commission. I was. So you can't tell me what I should think. Just like you can't tell me what food I should cook in my pot. Folks, I'm a country girl. And not only am I a damn proud, informed, educated, intelligent country girl. And I don't follow people. I follow my own path. The day I get ready, I will eat GB with gravy. If it suits me, if it tastes good in my mouth. You know, that's what they call innovation. That you are not static. Like Liberian people were brainwashed. Oh, you don't eat palmer on Sunday. It's uncivilized. Where's civilization to y'all? Civilized people. Civilized people. Bring other people's children in the houses. While your mind, pardon, molest them when you look away. A civilization there in your, it's barbaric or worse than that. That you bring people, you say you're giving them, number one, you want them to change their name, their giving name, before they can fit in. Okay? That's slavery. And somebody will say, you're ungrateful. I don't give a fig. You are ungrateful too. You came to my country. You. And I'm just being honest. The same thing. I teach American history. Okay? Guys, the same thing here. Look at the Jewish people today. When they came to this country, in fact, when the state I live in Georgia, when the charter were established, Jewish people were not allowed in Georgia. The only reason that they were allowed was when the plague, when they call it plague at the time, the malaria. Because malaria was a tropical disease, they didn't know about it. And they needed a doctor. And among the Jews that were coming, they had a doctor among them, Dr. Newton. That was the only reason they allowed them. So what is the civilization? The people who would take people's children and say they weren't civilized and they put them in churches or in boarding school and molest almost all of them. Men fondling little boys and little girls. Is that a civilization? Is that a civilization that follows with discrimination? Is that it? Where you look at one human being, especially people who look exactly like you, as subhuman? Listen, I'm not being mean. I'm not being hateful. My family is caught both sides of the aisle. But I will always continue to speak my truth. Bwaka is not doing us any better. I see your Liberian people. Something is wrong with us psychologically. Something is inherently wrong with us, with our self-esteem. You're jumping up and down with no plan. None of you are telling us at this point. Eh? Oh, God have mercy. What is the plan? Row. We are that bad road medicine. Row. Wakakin, agriculture, education. This, look at our agriculture budget. Look at our education budget. You got my son Matthew Quality says, bro, you didn't send me that stuff. I'm trying to find what you say you send me. You say you tag me on something and I can't find it so I can pull it. Okay, I am trying to find. I don't know what I sent. It's a poster that I sent it to. I had the video put up. I do so much in the daytime that sometimes what I do, folks, yeah, Liberia story, Liberia stays on my mind. Liberia does. Liberia stays on my mind because Liberia does. Oh, because Liberia does. It just, let me, did I send it to you? Who did I send it to? Okay, let me see. Okay. Who did I send it? You know, right after I get up here, it will show up on my timeline. It will show up because usually I put it in the system. So the moment I pull it up, I will know where it is. For some reason, I'm not sure where it is. All right. But let me get here and see what Sis Ruth is talking about, folks. Okay. Now, all of the distraction, the next deep day is where Liberia is border. It's where Liberia is border. All right. Sis,
are working in my company. I'm a black man.
Okay.
I own a company.
Where is this? I don't see it. Okay. Let me see. I know who. I know where I sent it to. Let me see here. Let me see here. Do I have it? No. July 5th. July 4th. Give me 1 second, guys. What did I do? Why my yeah, my stuff is not, it's not opening. No, I can't. I think I sent too many mail out. I can't find it. I can't find it. Let me see if I send it to Movement to Make Liberia Better. All right. When I may do that later, but I don't know where to find it, quite frankly, and I know I sent it out a lot. Thank you, Prince. Thank you so much, and thank you for following. And guys, Prince just highlight. Please, please, please follow me on this page, because I will start using my personal page to podcast due to security reasons. So if you are on here, it's much better. Okay, please, 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 I will appreciate it. Prince, thank you. So when we talk about reconciliation, okay, reconciliation is not an event. It's a process. Okay, it's a process. We have this conversation yesterday, and I think Omen Bwaka is literally trying to tell us that what Councilor Bronskin said is not a true statement. Okay, great. It's not a true statement, what Councilor Bronskin said. But here is my take. Let's start from somewhere. Okay, let's start with accountability. Okay, let's start with accountability first and foremost, because people must acknowledge what they've done to be able to apologize for it, to be honest. What are you apologizing for? Well, because Bronskin said it's because of you were difficult to deal with because you were tribalistic. Is that the reason? Is that? Okay. So today, I know that Pape Bwaka will be in America tomorrow. And what the secret say? You're working for us. Pape Bwaka, the time you were not in power, nobody sent you invitation. They're sending you invitation on behalf of the Liberian people, because at this point you are the father of the republic. So wherever you are coming for, it needs to be posted. The word we need to know as Liberians. You know, somebody call me and say, yeah, you're coming to this place to protest. To do what? No. You know, Parker Matthew once said, Liberians are not people to die for. Well, I don't believe that. Okay? But I reserve that for my children, I will die. That's the only time I'll risk my life for my kids. Okay? But you're coming. We are did the same thing. That's why he was not re-elected. But then you will turn around and say, oh, but we are did the same thing. Yeah. We are did the same thing. That's why. That's why he was not re-elected. Okay? Look at you. Look at your country. You give 10,000 jobs to foreigners. 99% of your college graduates are jobless. jobs that your nation can do. They excuse and try to put Cooper crap on the burning because that job they wanted it for somebody else. I don't care about Cooper crap. But when somebody like DeLong, I come and say, oh, that's the reason why we up the funding or the lesson price or the permit price in the United States or in other countries, jobs that are exclusively for the citizen has no price, no compromise, no price for permit for it. It requires that you are a citizen. You know, when I hear Liberians or Liberians who's supposed to be educated, intelligent, halfway intelligent people, says me at a high. Okay. When you hear those people, okay, say, oh, Liberia Constitution is prejudice. Liberia law is based on history. The people who went to Liberia were slaves. The people they met in Liberia were also did not recognize the value of what they had until the other people came in respect to like their diamond, their gold, their oil, what the future we're going to bring with that, to project that from that end. In this country, if you look at the funding of America, they take over from the Indian, the people who wrote that constitution, although they concentrated the power, but to some degree, they have some brains. How many foreigners in this country that are black, that own 2 and 3 and 4 and 500 acres of land? White people do. Georgia, this area, the Creek Indians, they pack them up. The Cherokee Indian, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, what do they call it? Alabama, certain portion of it, they pack them up. They march them all the way to Oklahoma. Children. That one was you're playing and being funny on Facebook and YouTube and all of those places. Now the people are telling you they're building Alcatraz. Okay, they're telling you they're going to put people to alligator. Their forefather did it. They put babies, pregnant women. They marched them until most of them perished on their way for their own land. They came back, they divided among themselves, starting from 200 acres each. When you watch the progression, those of us who came in the 90s as refugees, there were very few Liberians who were thriving, who went to school. Either they came here on scholarship or found a way because the everyday person could not afford to. If you look around now, our children and their children, our grandchildren, our generation from the 90s, graduating from college, grad schools, PhD, finding a way into the American society. They don't have inheritance because we don't have inheritance. We're immigrants. We are from hand to mouth. And not only are we from hand to mouth, we also have to extend our hand to our people we left back home, because we keep electing the same people with the same idea who do not think outside of what they know. Just like somebody tell you, don't eat pan butter on Sunday because it's country. And you ain't been eating pan butter on Sunday from the day you were born. Nothing has changed for you. Or somebody tell you Sunday, if you cook it, you don't put red oil, you got to pour burnt oil, or you got to pour argo oil. You don't make argo oil in Liberia. But guess what? The black man who came from Africa, who settled in Louisiana, okay, he took sausages, he took beans, okay, pea, corn, shrimp, hot dog or sausages, bunch of tomatoes. He put it in rice and boil it almost soft right. That's their invention. That's their imagination. That's why innovation means. That's where invention comes to play. And they call a, says me, that help me, jambalaya. It is so-called Liberian civilized person. And they put okra in it too. And leave water inside. And they put the shrimp in it, the small tail shrimp with the bee here. They just leave it like that. They just drop it in it. Liberian men, the so-called educated or the so-called civilized, they will call you country because they're stuck in their mind. Majority of them, it does not matter how much degree they get. They don't think you should operate outside of the realm. Y'all know when before the invention of the Hubble telescope, those who invented before said it was not possible. The Hubble telescope made it possible for us to build upon, to go to the moon, to go check behind what's there. But the everyday person in know it all thought it was not possible. Folks, please share. I am almost over to go. Okay? Now, I wanted to talk about where Waka was coming for. I think you already know that HPX, they're going to sign the contract. They're going to mortgage Liberia. Okay? Let me tell you, John Mahama. Oh, folks, I can't stay. I got to go. My grandchild is going to be playing professional football. So I'm going to go support. Let's have a conversation tomorrow afternoon when I will have all this stuff together. I'll do it right here. Folks, please follow me on my, I have YouTube. I will put everything here tomorrow. For some reason, when I'm doing this podcast, my system does not allow me to do it public. Only those who are friends with. And I will be cleaning my friendship list because there are a lot of people who don't interact with me. I haven't heard from them in a long time. Okay. So I would do some cleaning here. In the interim, please, my page, okay, second thought. Hopefully, Facebook will not take any more report for anybody again because they have verified all my information and took down so to bring my information back, I don't have any more followings on that. So the whole thing gets deleted. So I will ask you to please follow me here. You see the whole people here because it's not open. People don't know this. Please follow, join my page. I'm going to come up here and I'll put it under here for those of you who are on. Okay, we have to build it all over again. It's a lot, but it's a process. And I'm not buying followers. I won't do that. That's just not me. I'm not made like that. So I'm not gonna do it. Okay. So yeah, it is. Please, this is our page. Please share, and follow. I really appreciate it. Just click on the page and then you can follow. All right, let's build it together this time. Hopefully nobody will report it. All right, so all of you that show up, I want to say thank you for joining me. If you would please click on this page, I will come and be each of you and just send it to people to ask them to please follow that. That's what I'm going to do this week. Okay, I want to say thank you. I could not find my videos. Yes, I share it, but then I started sharing so early, so I did not get that to do. But it is the weekend. I'm sure some of you are doing your barbecue, so go ahead, go back to your barbecue. Let me say to all of you, most of you who say that that says that everything that's not politics, let me remind you that everything is politics. Okay? Everything is politics. The people who make the decision if you get justice or not, the politician, they're in a position of power which you've entrusted them with. The people who's supposed to create jobs to change your life, okay, they're politician, is influenced by politics. The person who builds schools or revitalize the school or who put in the budget and prioritize if school, your children should get education, quality education, they're politician. As such, politics is the center point. Hospital, healthcare, the way the budgets are elected, okay, is done by politicians. So if somebody tell you don't politicize, they are gaslighting you. The philosophy of politics is interest. The interest, the greater goods of a nation, the interest of a nation, not a few individual. When it becomes a few individual, you're building a caste system, an oligarchy, or critocrats, bunch of thieves, or few in power, or oligarch. But democracy, the form of government that we call democracy, that's supposed to be our form of government, supposed to be a change of idea you best bring to the table to take your nation to where it needs to be. That's what it should be. That's what it must be. Okay, that's what it is. But if you just sit there and when they say, oh, you say you're not preaching politics, I am. I preach politics every day. We're walking on eggshell in the United States today. Spanish people are being grabbed in the streets, all right, because of politicians. And whoever you have in power has the ability to shape the nation based on their vision. So the building process of any nation, it starts with the leadership and then the buy-in of the citizens. It starts with a vision. Where do you want to take us? That's why when people are running campaign, when people come to the forefront, it is your responsibility to ask them, why do you want to lead us? Why? It's your responsibility to ask this question. Like Prince said he wants to run. Why do Prince want to lead us? Why do he want to run? What does he have down his sleeves that he think he can provide? Thank you, Leon. Okay. Why? Then you start. Okay, you say you will do that. Where have you done it? We can say for the young man in Burkina Faso, he has served humanity. He has worked, put his life on the line for other human beings by serving as a peacekeeper in the Darfur. He has been in the service of his country. He came with 3 ideas: changing the fate of his nation, of the people, a vision to give back dignity to his people. Y'all follow, y'all go find Burkina Faso, a 34 years old boy. I call him boy because my oldest will be 40 in September. So he's a child to me. My second one is 32, literally. My third is 24. So I can call him that. The changing of a nation or a changing of the family is start with the house, the head of household. Most children will mimic, if they're girls, the mother's attitude. Unless they say, I didn't like the way my mother was, I'm not going to be like my mother. Most boys want to be like their father. unless they have some kind of encounter that they ain't like and say, you know what, I'm going to be different. And sometimes the percentage of people who say, I'm not going to be like my father, I'm not going to be like my mother, they're very few. That's why they say hurting people hurt people. That's why they also say people who are abused, they end up being abusers most of the time because they learn behavior. Hurting people hurt people. I see you're now making the whole of Liberia about Bwaka and Wia. The 5 million people. Our young boys are in the street on motorbike from 4 o'clock in the morning to 1 o'clock in the morning, while the rest of the world is moving ahead with technology. You're condemned Liberian people. Look at what is happening today. All of you got iPhone in your hand, some kind of digital device in your hand. You want laptops in your school. But look at the schools that you're building for the children. Your kids are sitting on floor. The children are sitting on mats. Mats. Okay? Mats in 2025. Your schools are still mud building. I saw Musa yesterday visiting a school. When I told you the place that I went, where we were in, that what the school looked like during the elections with the Colombo, I felt suffocated. I felt unsafe to be in there. And because there was only one way out. And my mind was running. I'm a war survivor. I also live in America as an educator. Every classroom has exit route, okay? And if does not, it have a window that can reach down. It also have a divided room. Each classroom, especially high school, middle school, elementary school, one of the classroom will share a door within 2 of the rooms, and both will have doors outside. So if the other way you can't get out, you will always be able to get out the other door. In case of an emergency, the children can run and take another route. I felt so unsafe being in there. But what I would do moving forward, I was waiting for Dr. Richardson because we had a topic to discuss. I didn't hear from her, so hopefully she's okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to bring Dr. Peye on here. Okay. We'll talk about processes in respect to procurement. Okay. Or the procurement when I were in sales and purchasing, we'll call it purchasing when you are buying the department that purchase, the purchasing department. Usually for an organization, that organization will have people that they buy from, shortlisted company. And those companies, they will send a proposal, okay, specs of what they want. First, they look around and say, who have the particular specs that they need? They will send a proposal to them with the shortlisting on the company that they will buy from. Then they will do the investigation. Then they will maybe bring it down to 2 or 3, send a proposal and say, listen, this is how much thing we want to buy. This is what you have. These are the quantity that we want. These are the quality that we want. And then whoever agrees, maybe they negotiate and they go with that. And the people, like if I was working for an engineering firm that I did before, and used to write bill of sale. So when the engineers designed the printed circuit board, and I write and what to go on there, yes, and write that because I was engineering tech. Okay, most of you know I went to school for telecommunication and electronics. So to create, I have to create the bill of sale. The bill of material. I'm sorry, the bill of material. That bill of material will consist of the diagram, the physical diagram, okay, which is the schematics, and then we attach all the parts that need to go on there with the diagram. Now, send it to, I have to work directly with the purchasing department for them to purchase. They might get their capacitor from Baker and Dickinson, some other one, depending on who it is. They may get the integrated circuit from somebody else or from the same company, depending on the grade and depending on the price or the negotiation, okay? And people will come with bid and offer you because they want your business. But it is the expert people who are expert in that field that go and do that. And then the company approve. The leaders are not the one on the forefront going to look because it's not their expertise. It's not. When the leaders are the one in the forefront and they're being wine and dine, there's a likelihood that the decision will be induced. That's what we call conflict of interest. But that's a conversation for a different day. For you to change your nation, it requires a visionary leader. Leaders who are willing to roll up their sleeves, put their vision on the table, get the people to buy in, and work sweat and blood to build and bring that vision to life. That's the starting point. Yes. According to the GRC report and all other organizations, to the boss now, to Rwanda, the first thing that happened was acknowledgement of the crime that was committed. The mayhem that took place, the hurt that people caused, then the apologies followed. And those of you who are okay, let me tell you something. There were no damn saint. He was not. He was a young man that was greatly misled, but he himself was wicked. I'm sorry to say. Because he bought in those wickedness as a young man who grew up. You know, when I used to advocate with thank you. Thank you. I just saw that. How did I not see that? How did I not see that? That's old age. Sorry. How did I not see that? Okay, folks, give me 1 second. I got to, where my C at? How did I get S instead of C? That my big finger. You're sorry, folks. Before I get off, and I gotta fix this later. It's the C. Okay. Sorry, but I gotta go. People are watching for the back. Okay. So, and I would take my whole time talk about the 133 years. And I will play some videos. Then while I'm feeding, I will come to the Dole regime. I think most of you didn't know. Wow. But again, to build a nation, it starts with a vision. Service. And the vision is the one that directs where we go. Who's the visionary? The chief executive, the president. And that's why it's important for the president to choose some of the best breed in the country. Humans are the only animals that choose the weakest among them, or the weak, the least among them, to lead them. In the animal kingdom, it's the strongest that lead. When you see the wolf moving, the one in the middle, the one at the end, The one in the front, those are the strength. If you attack anywhere in between there, all of them will come for you. When you see the geese, when you see them flying, okay? When the one in the front gets tired, that leading to move across, it falls back information. Those are animals, now with 5 senses. They want the strongest lead all the time in the animal kingdom. I say enough. Y'all have a good day. Bill, sweetheart, we need to talk. Okay? I'm out. Y'all have a good day. Let me go enjoy with my baby. Y'all good day. Thank you so much. Those of you who tune in, please follow me. Okay? I'm going to be cleaning my Facebook, my personal page, because a lot of you, I have maybe 5,000-6,000 more people pending. But some of you just being on my, you don't even support, but you just sit there. I don't need you. Okay, you can follow me too, but I will remove some of you. I will unfriend most of you that don't watch my show, don't share, don't comment, don't even say hello. What kind of friendship is that? We're not friends. Some of you, I will send you information, you don't even see it. So that means you're busy. We don't need to do that. Okay, you have a good day, everyone. This is your country. This is Liberian children. That's how I'm going to end. You have a good day.